This has been the most harrowing several hours of my life, I think. Coming out of the Fraser River this morning, everything's fine. Hit some really good waves. It just seems like I've done everything wrong today. I planned it out. I thought I was doing so well. I don't know, maybe I didn't do anything wrong. Just came out of the Fraser River. The wind, 15 knots, not a big deal. But hit some really big waves coming out of the Fraser River. Again, not a big deal. Sailing all the way here. Went well, actually. Went really well. Got closer to the other side of the channel and decided to hoist the foresail. And you know, I don't know, maybe the winds were a little too strong. Again, if I had that furling jib, I just would have eased it out a little bit at a time, right? But it doesn't matter. It's like the forestay snapped. All hell broke loose. I had both sails open, the forestay snapped. Just thought as quick as I could, spun it into the wind, dropped the sails. Like it was just sheer panic for half an hour. Started the motor, turned it into the wind, dropped the sails. The sails sprayed all over the deck. I couldn't film anything. Or where the foresail snapped is up at the mast. And you can just see the wires are rusted going into the fitting. So, you know, what I did wrong was not thoroughly inspecting the rigging. You know, it's totally my bad, but anyways. So then I wasn't sure what to do. I'm 7/8 of the way or 3/4 of the way across the strait. Do I just turn back and go through all that rough water that I just came through? So I just decided to keep going. I mean, I'll go meet Rick and Anna and just try to relax tonight. And then, I don't know. I have no idea how much to re-rig this whole boat is going to cost. No idea. It's going so well, too. I was heeled over nicely, just cruising, flying at about 6 knots, going really well. And then snap. Just motoring my way to Maple Bay. Gonna dive a couple boats. We'll dive 2 boats, my boat and Warren, the guy that got a hold of me on Facebook. Regroup a little bit, spend a night or 2 at the dock, some power, a shower after spending 3 nights at Princess Cove on Wallace Island. Yeah, and I guess I just wanted to talk to you guys. You know, I feel like this channel and these videos have, you know, become quite dark, you know, like I don't want this to be a channel of, oh my God, I screwed up. If anything, I'm trying to downplay those screw-ups because they're embarrassing. But I had somebody close to me the other day call me out and, you know, tell me that I was full of bravado or that I was being fake. And it stung to hear that because I trust those words. And I had to think about it for a while, and it's true. The honest truth is I'm scared shitless. 90% of the time right now. This is way above anything that I ever sort of expected, maybe, despite everybody's warnings. I just feel like I was so naive about it all. But it doesn't matter. the other thing that they said was words of comfort that, you know, to be glad that this is happening, these setbacks, these rigging failures, to be glad that they're happening now, here. They're not happening in a dangerous place, far from land or far from help. And that I'll get through this, and that's true, I will. But I'm looking forward to getting all of these firsts out of the way. The learning curve is just so stupid on all of this stuff. The more I venture out here, the more I realize how much I have to learn, and I just spend my evenings reading. I've got dozens of books, and I'm reading and learning and online and trying to figure this out. The other thing that's been interesting is just me. Like, you know, I've been alone for so much, and then, you know, I've been fumbling with some relationships, I guess, that, you know, like a lot of self-examination. And yeah, it's been, in that respect, it's been really difficult, but so valuable. Just learning so much about myself and so many of my flaws, and I don't know, I guess I'm gonna give myself the grace of forgiveness and just keep trying. If I, you know, I recognize the deficiencies that I have, and I just got to keep trying. If I fall down or I fail, all I can do is apologize to myself, and then pick myself up and do it again and again and again until I get it right. And I guess that's the same thing with sailing, is what I'm trying to say with this whole adventure. Just got to keep picking myself up again and again and again. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that, you know, yeah, I'm scared. And that's okay.
Just waking up in someplace new again today, here at Shelter Island in Woodstoves. You know, living on a sailboat, you can be, you just wake up someplace different all the time, you know? It's a really novel feeling, I guess. But anyways, so happy that I made it here. It was, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal or that long of a passage, but made it here from Point Roberts. It took 2 days, just with the timing of everything. That first day was such a slog getting to Steveston. 7 hours of motoring, and I'm really happy that the diesel motor stayed intact. I was a little worried about that, but it worked fine. And then yesterday drove back down to Point Roberts, picked up the truck, brought it back here to Shelter Island. Then we drove down to Steveston again. Rick and I hopped back up on Woodstoves, and then we had to motor all the way up the Fraser River here to Shelter Island. So, and again, that went fine too. So, yeah, so this is where I'll be for, I don't know, not really sure how long I'll be here. The plan is, what I've got organized right now is end of June. So, yeah. I'm feeding the ducks. There's 2 mallards out there. Just trying to get this smart shunt hooked up. I'm going to add a block so that all of these grounds can simply go to a block, but I'm just trying to get proof of concept on this first, because right now it's beeping at me, and I don't know why. It shouldn't even be hooked up, so it shouldn't be beeping at all, but so this looks like a mess. I'm not leaving this like this. This is not acceptable to me. Okay, so what this is a smart shunt, it's called, and all it's doing is giving me a like a remote sort of, I can control it from my phone. Okay, so I can tell what the battery voltage is at. I can tell how they're charging. I can tell how they're discharging. I can tell what voltage they're at, how many amps, things like that. So, I think I've got it hooked up the way I should. The instructions are actually a little vague, so I have to kind of have it make sense. But I think I've got it figured out. The gauge is working. Now I have to program it, and we'll see. I'll go from there. So anyways, trying to finally get some of these electronics figured out on the boat. Once I get it working, I'll get this cleaned up a little bit. But yeah, everything's back together tight. Okay, let's see if I make it work. Okay, so there's the gauge. It is also connected via Bluetooth to my phone. So at any given time, I can just tell what state the batteries are in. It's Thursday afternoon, and I'm here at, where am I? Shelter Island, the marina. And it's nice to be in civilization again a little bit. You know, today I spent some time running some errands, went and bought some summer clothes. Got a few things for the boat as far as additives for the I went and got some summer clothes. So today I did a few errands. Went and got some summer clothes. Went and got a few things for the boat. I got some fuel conditioner, try to clean up those injectors. Who knows when the last time that was done. And then the other thing I did was I bought this stop leak oil seal, engine burning and leak repair. So the one thing I'm worried about with this motor is how much it is, well, both leaking and burning. I mean, I've been running it for, how much have I ran it in the last 3 days? 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10 hours over the weekend, you know, solid. And it's only down about maybe half a liter kind of thing. So that's okay, but still, I don't like it when I've got a pan underneath it trying to catch it, but it's not, there's something leaking here. I think it's coming out of the crankcase ventilation tube. So anyways, I'm just going to try this as an additive to see if I can't seal things up a little better. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's running fine, it's running strong, it's running smooth, it's just using oil. So, you know, I can manage that. I can manage that by adding oil. I can manage that by doing this. Hopefully it works, hopefully it helps a little. What will happen is with these additives, they will re-moisturize the seals and hopefully allow them to expand back into place to seal up some of these gaps. The other thing they do is sort of they form a hardened substance along the piston walls that fill any grooves so that the oil isn't leaking into the combustion chamber when it burns, which would give you that oil burning smell. So that's all I can do. I mean, right now with, you know, right now with funds the way they are, I can't just go out and buy a new engine or even rebuild this one. I mean, if I rebuilt this engine, which I could do, it would take weeks and weeks and weeks, and still a significant amount of money. So I think the plan for this motor and this boat is to nurse this along as best I can, try to get a summer's worth of sailing out of it, maybe more, and then
before I sell it, if I sell it, replace it with either a refurbished engine or just a used engine that's in better shape. So when I was at the wrecker, there was a couple of motors there that looked like they were in really nice shape. So you don't know, but you can do simple tests, compression tests and things like that, to give you an idea. So anyways, that's the plan. So let's see if this helps. Yeah, it's down about halfway. Relatively small crankcase, so I think what I'll do is just add half a bottle of that additive. Okay, now it says to let it run for 15 minutes. I've installed the battery monitor now, so I can check that. So you can see that it's charging at, charging at 14.11 volts, almost 7 amps, 6.7, 6.6 amps. 94 watts. So, yeah, alternator's running well. Okay, cool. Just leaving Shelter Island now. Gonna head out to Wallace Island and gonna meet up with Rick and Anna. They left a little while ago, so just heading down the Fraser River. And that's that. This is, the comfort level just keeps getting pushed further and further, and my restlessness keeps growing as well. It's no good now to just be at the dock, you know, and go out on little excursions. Now I need to go out and actually sail, so, and go visit places. Been motoring now for a couple of hours, making good speed, and I see the ocean. Just gonna make my way into Steveston and get some fuel. Try to get Rick on the radio, and then make my way across the Strait of Georgia towards Porlier Gap, and then around through the gap and then south to Wallace Island. I think that's the plan anyways, so yeah, so far so good. Just little things that, you know, you just don't know what you don't know. So just coming out of Steveston, going out into the sandheads, out into the ocean, and this, I don't know what it is, looks like a ferry, and then a big tanker coming in ahead of us. And so I don't know, I was just going to try to stick to the right side of the channel, but then all of a sudden the three boats ahead of me just veered off to the port side of the channel, and I'm assuming it's just to get around, or just to give way for these bigger boats that need to make wider turns. I'm not quite sure what's going on. So I'll have to ask somebody. But anyways, it was handy that they were up ahead of me because I'm just going to copy what they're all doing. If 3 people are doing the same thing all at once, then there's probably a reason for it. So, anyways. But again, what would I have done if I hadn't have known? Or if I just, what would I have done if I would have just been by myself? Probably the wrong thing. So, anyways, lesson learned. No damage. Oh no, I just had a problem. My back stay just sort of snapped and hit me in the back of the head, and that's not supposed to look like that. It just completely let go. Back in there. Son of a... Okay. Well, that scuttles the plans for this weekend as far as, well, maybe not. I just have to figure this out. I'm gonna go back to Steveston and just see if there's a chandlery open. It's already 4 o'clock though. Yeah, there's no way to continue without that. So what I did was I just took, because I was hitting wakes and the whole mast was just rocking because all of the pressure now is on that front stay, pulling the mast forward. And so every time I hit a wave or a wake of some sort, the whole mast would flail back and forth. So I just took this line and ran it up to the winch. Give me some tension. Okay, so that's okay. I mean, stuff breaks on a sailboat, I've been told. I don't know. So I've heard. I'm just so thankful that that happened now and not in the middle of a longer passage of some sort. That would have been brutal. As it sits right now, battling this pretty good current, going up river at the wrong time. But hopefully, it's like a mile. So hopefully, I am making way. So hopefully I can just get into Steveston. Hopefully there's a spot on a guest dock. And I'm not sure what else to do. The stress level is at a solid 8 right now, which maybe it shouldn't be, but it's just, I don't know, you know, like, it's just things. There's a lot of things that I'm dealing with right now. The repair of the backstay is minor, it's nothing. I can fix it any minute, you know, I can fix it easily, but getting back upstream, up current, has been slow. The diesel is cranked as fast as I can get it to go, and the traffic is just brutal. It's Friday of May long weekend, and oh my goodness, just dozens of boats and ships and C-span boats and ferries and tankers and just crazy. And I'm trying to battle the current here, and I'm trying to stay out of these big ships' ways, and I'm trying to hope that the diesel doesn't just magically quit for some reason. It's running fine, but all these thoughts go through your mind, like, what if the diesel quits right here? What do I do? What if? Yeah, there's just a lot to take in, but I'm almost into the marina at Steveston, and then I can just relax and regroup, try to find that part for the backstay and move forward. So yeah. It's all part of it, though. There's going to be times doing this when it's a lot more stressful than this, right? So life or death kind of stuff. So I made it back to the Steveston Marina. Jeez, that was a bit of a train wreck. So I was sailing out of the Fraser River. I had just put the head sail up, and then all of a sudden I heard this snap and something hit me in the back of the head. And this backstay right here, this part right here, is supposed to be over on that side of the transom there. So it had snapped off, it just broke. And this whole pulley section here just smacked me in the back of the head. And then the mast was flailing forward with the weight, the pull of the foresail. Jaden's here. I'm gonna help him dock. And
how the fuck is that mast still standing?
I know, right?
What the fuck? You are one lucky. Oh, I see it.
What?
Oh, you Jimmy rigged it.
Yeah. I panicked. I just put the foresail up. It snapped, hit me in the head, and everything's flailing everywhere.
Oh,
And so I quickly just grabbed the rope and did what I could, man.
that's wild. Oh, I better get roped.
I don't know how crowded it's gonna be. I can suck you up a little further, like up, but
Wow, we'll be neighbors tonight.
yeah.
Jesus, that's one of my worst fears.
It was mine too. Dude. I freaked out, man.
I have no idea. That is a sailor's tale if I've ever heard one. CS-27.
Nice.
I know.
I like the look of it.
It's just very. I'm quite emotionally attached to it.
I want to hear that story one day.
For no good reason other than it looks so good.
It does look good. And you washed it too today.
Car wash besides.
So what do you think, dude? Did you look at my jerry rig situation?
How did it not come down?
It was flailing like crazy. Well, I guess the one stay was still attached, right? So I put my foresail up and I come back to the cockpit and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do this. And then all of a sudden I hear a pop and the thing just whacks me in the back of the head. And then my foresail's just like flapping like and I couldn't, like, what happened, right? So then, you know, it didn't take me long to figure it out. So I just grabbed line. I had line sitting right beside me for no reason.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed it and wound it or tied a knot around that backstay and then winched it tight. And then it settled down. But I had a tug with 2 barges. I had a sea, what are those big ferries? Those sea span things?
Yeah.
I had like
so fast.
8 other, weekend warrior dudes roaring past me. It's a fucking gong show, man.
Dude,
So I spun around and then I'm up current the whole way,
It took you like 2-3
I'm
hours.
doing like 1 knot. You know, it took me.
I know you. Oh, it's right there. It's just around the corner.
I know, right?
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, that's you're still
Took me
like
2 hours.
half a day away.
Oh. Oh well. Yeah, I don't think any damage done.
Well, what I've heard happens is there's only one thing holding the mast up. That's the backstay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happened on like a 60-foot boat that Eric and Marino was captaining. Well, and the backstay goes. The mast crashed onto the deck.
Yeah.
And then they had to cut it off. It was $100,000 to replace. It's a lot of shit. Where did it snap?
Right at the bracket that mounts to the transom. Like it just broke right in half. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's ugly, but it's on. Okay. Almost there. Now I gotta re-rig. I smell fish and chips. I was at the fish and chips place last night. It was good. Go. I win. Definitely have some good wave action coming out of the Fraser this morning. I wanted to hit the tide on the way out, just so I had the current to carry me out, but I knew this wind would be a little marginal because when the current goes out and the wind's coming in, you'll get some good waves. So there was some back there were some good ones. But hopefully we'll just muddle our way through this and then get out into the open strait and things may or may not calm down. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but get out of this river current and it might smooth out a bit. These are gnarly waves coming out of the river here. Big waves. The current and the wind are meeting. Seem to have picked the wrong line because there's a definite wave or a definite line of waves that I see. I got too far to the right of the channel trying to let this trawler go past and whoo! Paying for it a bit now. Just making my way out past. The other way to go is right tight to the wall. Learning. No other ships behind me, so I'm good. I'll just cut across here. Oh my. Looks calm out into the channel, so I think I'm all right once I get out there. Cruising along now at about 7 knots too with the current, so just flying. Okay, so I see the gap that I'm supposed to be headed for. Corlier Pass. I'm on course, so that's good. I'm only doing about 4 knots. That's also good, that's okay. Camera keeps knocking over. Yeah, the next thing I gotta work on with my sailing is, you know, just getting the most performance that I can out of the boat, you know? It's, I feel like, well, I don't know. I just don't know what to expect. So it's kind of one of those things, I don't know what I don't know. So I'm doing 4 knots in about 15 knots of wind. I know that's not very efficient. But then, you know, it's just so rough. Like, I don't know. Is it better that you go faster? Or is it worse? So those are all questions that I have. It'll come with time, sailing with more people that know how to sail and just experiencing things, getting some confidence. If I had some confidence, I'd let out that first reef in the mainsail. I'd go a little faster and then I'd see. But anyways, and people commenting help as well. You know, it's always nice to hear. There's lots of sailors that are experienced sailors that are following the channel, so I really appreciate hearing from you guys as well. I just lost the rigging again, this time on the forestay. So, I mean, safe to say that this rigging isn't any good. I inspected all the lower mounts and, you know, they looked fine. I lost that bracket, which is a design flaw on these Newports. But this one broke up near the mast, and I can see that it's rusted, and I just haven't been able to get up to the top of the mast yet. Point Roberts didn't have a boat lift or a scaffold to get up onto the top of the mast, and I guess I just didn't put it as a priority. That I thought if the bottoms look good, then the tops might look good. You know, I guess that's what I assumed, but clearly not. So anyways, so I will get back to Shelter Island and I will figure out a way to get this boat re-rigged. That's not going to be cheap.